Hey everyone, and welcome back to the District Deets, your go-to podcast for everything happening in the district at Prairie Trail. We're coming to you from the Decals studios, where we spotlight businesses, sponsors, events, and experiences that make the district such a unique and special place to gather, celebrate, and connect in our community. Today, we're joined by someone who has built a reputation not only as one of Iowa's top real estate professionals, but also a community and dedicated leader here in Ankeny. Her impact extends beyond real estate, and Danielle is a passionate supporter of local schools, youth athletics, community organizations, sponsoring events like Sips and Songs, Acoustics in the District, Nash Nights, and investing in initiatives that bring people in our community together. Today, we'll talk about her journey in real estate, what it takes to build a successful business rooted in relationships, and the importance of giving back and what continues to inspire her every day. So please welcome Danielle to the podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good morning.
Morning.
So let's talk a little bit first about real estate. So what really inspired you to kind of get into real estate in the first place?
Oh, well, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually graduated from Iowa State with a MIS degree, so computer programming, which maybe doesn't fit my personality. Or I don't know if I hope it doesn't fit my personality, but hard for me to, imagine doing that now at least. And I sat in a cube all day, and I actually was in charge of potlucks so that I could talk to people, and I hate potlucks. They're not my thing, but at least it gave me a community relationship thing to do outside my computer. So my real estate agent at the time mentioned, maybe you want to get into real estate. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And as soon as I started building relationships and seeing the opportunity there, that was the last of my computer programming. I'm pretty good on Excel still, but that's about it.
But that's about it,
Yeah.
So let's talk about leadership principles. So you've got a really strong team here in the community.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are located in the district. What kind of things from a leadership perspective, have really helped you build that team?
I almost feel like the team they build me up more so than I do them. And I'm sure it goes both ways if you ask them, but they fill my bucket because helping and mentoring them is why I do it. I was a solo agent for many years, had one of the best years in real estate I'd ever had. And I'm like, this is kind of boring. I'm not sharing my information with anybody, and I can't take it with me. Yeah. So I'm going to build a team just so I can help them do what I do. Yeah. So that's what we do. But honestly, answering their questions, helping them get their first deal, their 10th deal, being one of the top agents, that's what fills my bucket. So.
Yeah, I sat in a seminar last week, and they talked about there's kind of 3 milestones in your career, right? One, you learn, and then you build, and then you get back, right? So I think when you get to that piece where you're able to give that knowledge and give those things that you've learned over your career and give it back to others and help them grow and build their career, it's really inspiring.
It is. And people have, they've poured into us for us to get where we're at too. So, we have to do it back. Yeah. It's not optional, I don't think. So.
Yeah. What has been one of the most rewarding milestones of your career?
I honestly don't. I've been a top agent. I've done all that. When I first started, Rookie of the Year was the coolest thing. I was brand new. I was acknowledged for that, and I still remember that one. The awards don't really mean anything to me, and I hope my brokers aren't listening to this, but I don't really even keep them. I don't put them out for people to see. You
don't have a trophy palace in your house?
I don't. Maybe someday I'll regret that, but that's not why I do it. So I would say when I started being able to give back to the community and the sports the way that I do, to me, that was the coolest milestone, because that was always my goal, is to build a community around what I do and help my friends and family. And
I think that's a pretty good one beyond the trophies, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about clients. We hear a lot about the challenging real estate market. There's always something going on, right? Whether it's interest rates or, there's not enough inventory or whatever. How do you approach that with your clients to help them navigate, the journey? Because with everything online, everybody's an expert, right? And now they, with chat and Claude and all those things, how do you take all that and really help your clients understand, how to buy and sell a home?
Yeah, market knowledge is a huge thing for me, and there are like ways to go get some of it from Zillow to chat to whatever AI thing you're using. However, I don't think that replaces the research that I do and the knowledge I have after 20 some years of real estate. So I study the market and I adjust because of what I find. And if someone is not doing that and the way the market is behaving right now, because that changes from week to week.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, you're going to be behind. Yeah. And I don't like to be behind.
Well, and I think too, and we'll get to this later on, but the other piece of being so involved in the community is you have that pulse on, the school system, you have the pulse on the community, the restaurants, the entertainment, the new businesses coming and going in the community that, it's hard to understand that by looking at a computer, right? Yeah. Like, what is the vibe in the restaurant? Or, hey, this is kind of like my fitness goals. Like, where would I fit in the community, or those types of things? Yep. So I think, that's something that, having that inside knowledge and that community knowledge is a huge component.
Yeah. And I probably take that for granted a little bit just because it just is so second nature to me. But knowing the community, knowing where people would fit based on their lifestyle, their kids, and knowing how to discuss that with them in a way that's going to make them comfortable making one of the biggest decisions they'll make in their life is super important. And I can see, I have this weird ability to, when I'm working with clients, to see where they will be happy, where they will want to be based on what I know about the community. I mean, we've done it a couple of times. I think we've done pretty well. So I love doing that. It's like matchmaking with houses and families and friends. So
well, and you've got the history, like, right, with Ankeny. I mean, you've been here your whole life, so you understand how the community's grown, like what pockets and areas, like you said, would fit somebody's lifestyle, or how those neighborhoods come together, or what types of families are already there, right? Or what kind of residents already live in those sections or pockets of the community. Yeah,
and we're very lucky to have great resales, but also developers that truly do care about the community, and they don't just slap in houses to make money. They actually want to build a community and a legacy, and we're lucky to have developers that do that.
Yeah. What trends are you seeing right now locally?
From houses or from community, or what?
Yeah, I mean, from I guess from a building standpoint, from a housing standpoint, you said a lot of developers are really focused on building that community. Yeah. So what are the things that you're seeing, like maybe that are added that weren't thought about in previous, right? Like you go into a neighborhood and you don't see the paths or the ponds or the the mix of commercial and residential so close together as they are today.
Yeah, the walkability is a huge thing. Prairie Trail has captured that almost perfectly, about as good as you can. And then the new developments like Pine Lake Estates, walking, there's a big walking trail around the pond, and then the commercial is all coming. So there's going to be walkability there too, accessibility to, interstate too, if they want that. That family-focused energy is what clients are looking for, and developers doing a really good job of bringing that to the table.
Yeah, I think it pulls everybody outside of their house, right? So in the evening, instead of going home and then being locked in your neighborhood or your yard, you're out walking around the pond, you're at the playground, or those things that are bringing people. It's it's walkable to go get ice cream or go eat dinner. I mean, we do that, right? I mean, we live across the street from the district, and we walk over and have dinner, or sit on a patio, or those are the great things that I think developers are doing today in this community. And as you said, I think Prairie Trail nailed it. I put a lot of miles on a lot of those paths, especially in the last few months, out walking and, just the different neighborhoods and all the different paths that are out there. So.
Yeah. I actually I do decent amount of relocation, and I had a client and her mom come into town to look at a house they were putting an offer on. And she said to me after a night here, they stayed in the hotel over here, and said, "Is this like Pleasantville? Like, just like the movie, like there's people out there playing at the playgrounds. There's kids, on their bikes walking around, people at the restaurants." And I was like, that's actually a really good analogy. And I notice that now as I'm seeing, people out and about playing or doing whatever they're doing outside. Winter's a little bit different, but we shine right now this time of year for sure.
Yeah, all hours of the day, early mornings, late at night, people are always outside, so it's great.
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest lessons you've learned throughout your career?
To not chase the money, to take care of the clients, and the money will follow. Yeah. That's the easiest question you asked me today.
I've heard that a few times in the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
right? You know, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your clients, and you know the money's gonna follow you.
Yeah.
And if you do all those things, it'll be there. And if you chase the money, you forget about all those things, and your personal life becomes a disaster.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you could give a piece of advice to maybe somebody looking to get into real estate or just getting involved in the business, what would it be?
I would focus first on being around people or being around another agent that does the business the way that you want to. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to start from scratch and learn all the processes, all of the systems. Don't do that because you're gonna get lost in it. It's gonna take you forever. So find someone that you want to duplicate. So find someone you look up to that has been where you want to go, and shadow them and just soak it all in.
Yeah. What do you hope your clients remember most about you?
That I cared.
Good one. So when you're not working or cheering on kids or involved in the community, what do you do in your free time?
I actually have, in the last couple of years, we've started spending some summer time in Okoboji. And that's for creating memories with my kids. And now they love to go there. And, you know, we have friends from the area that go there and new friends that we've met. It's always about the relationships for me, but it's also kind of going back home because that's close to where I grew up. So I get to see people that watched me grow up and I get to talk to them. And it's a small town Iowa, but with a lake.
Yeah, and enjoy some of the weather that we get for a few months out of the year.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Cool. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Danielle in just a second. We want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for this brand new podcast. First and foremost, we want to start with Chase Decals. They wrapped this amazing wall, created this great space for us. So we really want to thank Josh and the team up in Ames, Iowa. Your brand deserves to be seen everywhere. With Chase Decals, create bold wraps and custom graphics that show off the best your business has. They create designs that stick, literally. Chase Decals, wraps, and graphics that stick to your business. So, giving back is clearly important to you. It's a thing that you talked about just a little bit ago in the podcast about being able to give back and create that sense of community. Why has community involvement become such a central part of what you do on a yearly basis?
I think it probably has a lot to do with how I grew up in small town Iowa. The community was everything, and they supported each other, and I was involved in sports, so I really felt that on the sports side. But then the sports being successful or everybody having that opportunity, it just spirals from there. So for whatever reason, I gravitated towards that, and it was very natural for me to help the community in that aspect as much as I possibly could. And then the community within Prairie Trail, you get to see all your friends and family, and I have a part of people coming together that I don't know if there's anything better than that. People smiling and having fun and knowing that I have a part of that, like that's where it's all at.
I think that leads into kind of my next question is what impact does it have on you personally, right? I think is being able to see that you've had a hand in bringing the community together, right? So not only are you giving people an opportunity to live in our community, but then you're following that up with the ability to bring those people together, right? So creating those opportunities in the community because of the things you do, whether it's through the schools, whether it's through the charities, here in the district is a huge part of bringing those people down here and, meeting a neighbor or meeting somebody that you don't know in the community and having that piece and hand in that, I think is pretty special.
Yeah, it's never been, I'm going back to the money, it's never been about the transaction. It's never been about the real estate deal. It's been about what happens afterwards, and seeing friends and family in the neighborhood. It makes me happy and proud that I can do that. Yeah,
and I think on an annual basis, we see your name a lot, especially here in the district. Yeah. You bring your team down here and your friends and family to celebrate at concerts. Your family's always here, throughout the summer. But being able, I think, to give those things, whether it's acoustics, Sips and Songs on Friday, free family events, Nash this year has been free. So bringing those communities together, I think, we're very thankful for your sponsorship and partnership because it allows the district to bring all those people together in our community as well.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a better partner in Central Iowa. That their goals and their vision match what mine are, and they make it all happen. I just help out with a check, but it's great, and my family's here because I moved them all here, so they don't really have a choice. But
why do you believe that people in your position in the community, it's important for them to do what you do and give back?
I tell my team, it doesn't have to be sports, it doesn't have to be Prairie Trail, but find that niche, find where your passion is, and it'll feel natural, it'll feel genuine. And it's going to not only fill your bucket, but you're going to help whatever it is you're, supporting. I think life is too short just to be focused on what you're providing for yourself. There's so many people that have poured into each and every one of us throughout our lifetime. We have got to give back. So, I sound really bossy there, but well, I really truly believe that.
Yeah, I think it's important, as you said, as you come up, you see people in other organizations and you're like, wow, okay, this person got an award for this, or they were instrumental in this charity or this community piece, growing and becoming something even bigger than themselves, right? And I think when you can get to that level in your career or in business, I think you owe that opportunity to give back, right? Yeah. And I think it's easier when you do have those things that line up. So whether it's kids sports or whether it's, things that you're passionate about from a charitable standpoint or things that have impacted you and your family, find and give back and, do those things with passion, right? Yeah. Because it makes it easy to do. It's not so painful.
Right. And don't expect anything in return. You're literally just doing it because it's good, and
Well, I think from a marketing standpoint, right? It's when people see your name or they know who you are, right? Hey, I've heard your name before. Or I've seen your team out together, or I've seen your kids in school or play sports, and so you're not chasing the money, but it's gonna come because of those things. I think, in your ability to give back, right? Yeah. People recognize you. They know your integrity in the community. They know that you're here for the long haul, right. It's not a fly-by-night, operation, and you're actually growing that through your team. Yep. I agree. It's pretty cool when people say, I see your name everywhere, and it's not just through real estate signs, it's different parts of the community. Yeah. So before we wrap up, let's not forget that Thursday acoustics, they continue through September, but it's a great opportunity down here in the district. Live music, we've got stickers throughout the district, your name's all over those, as well as other places. But talk a little bit about why that one event. You're the presenting sponsor. We start early in the spring and we roll through the fall, which is kind of the longest piece of the season here. Why that's important?
It's the perfect combination. I love music. I love being outside. And I love Prairie Trail. So it's like you made the event for me. I don't know. It checks all those boxes for me. And again, I get to help bring that to the community and other people get to enjoy it. Yeah. And there's always such talented, musicians out there. And even if you're just walking around, you're not stopping somewhere, you hear music throughout different parts of the neighborhood. So it's super fun.
I think it creates a really cool environment down here on Thursdays. And like you said, there's a lot of talented artists, right? And we've taken artists from acoustics and we've put them on the big stage for SIPs, right? Because we're like, man, wow, right? You're sitting on a patio and it's like, okay, how do we get that person up on the big stage? So I think it lends again to that progression of opportunity, right? Is, we're getting people out here that may not have an opportunity to play in Ankeny or, stand on a corner and play, and they get a built-in audience with the district. And then there's that opportunity to maybe go to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. It's super fun. Yeah.
So, well, before we wrap up, so we ask every guest on the podcast, what's your MVP in the district? And because you're here all the time, we'll say this week, what's your go-to this week?
Rise and grind. I'm so busy right now. And the protein and the T-bombs, sometimes I have to get 2 at a time. Or only thing that's getting me through.
Gotta keep that energy up.
That was also
gotta hit your macros, gotta do it all.
Exactly. So yes, they help me do that. I have to start my day that way.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. We want to thank Danielle again for coming in and sharing her story with us and with all of you. Her insights, her passion for real estate, her insights into the community, and all the great things that she does and sponsors here in Ankeny. So this wraps up another edition of the District Deets podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's conversation. And if you see Danielle or you happen to do business with her, please thank her for everything that she does for our community. And if you need to buy or sell a home, you can find her. She's pretty easy to get a hold of, and I'm sure she'd be willing to help you out.